welcome to day 3 of the 12 days of Christmas. So in the previous day, that's a bit of a recap, we've been talking about taking 1 hour a day for yourself. Been talking about the willingness to be useful or even, God forbid, unuseful. And today we're gonna talk about connection. So where the first 2 days were about empowering and fostering a sense of independence, today we're going to talk about how to provide attention and connect, not only on a sensorial level but also energetically. Okay, so also taking a chance, please remind yourself how energetic connection and engagement is what leads to an effective communication, where then rather than talking at you, I am talking with you, to you. Okay, so where our audience might be one kid or one parent is engaged, we're on the same page, we're sharing a conversation rather than having, instruction and instructee that has to do whatever has been told. Okay, anyhow, so let's start with the very simple one, sensorial conversation and connection. So 5 senses: touch, smell, sight, hearing, and taste. How can you share these sensorial experiences of having a body with your children and with your parents? Well, first one that comes to mind is that puts together in a way touch and smell for me is cuddle up close and read a book or watch a movie. That's a very low effort connection that we can easily, put in place, where the smell is really just like being in each other's presence and being close. Then sight. I really like coordination games like table tennis or even card games where you sit in front of one another. The prefrontal cortex of our brain the sight sense is a very important one, and I believe that strengthening that connection and also even taking the chance to quote-unquote update the file from whatever previous image and version of your kid you have or your parent you have is a very strong way to be on the same page. And then hearing. Well, you can listen to music or make a playlist or sing together. Our family is very strong on karaoke night. I believe that's a very nice way of playing together and getting to know one another. And then taste, of course, I'm Italian, I would say cook together. But whatever it is to develop your taste buds, I would say is amazing. We do mocktails at our home and we all play with that. So this is some ideas to connect on a sensorial level. Now let's go on an energetic one, which is beyond the senses. Okay, the idea with energetic connection is to strengthen the knowing your kid and how much your kids know you. So there are 2 games that I would suggest, and one is one that fosters telepathy. It's called Taboo. I will put a picture here somewhere, and it is basically a game where there are some taboo words. It was an alarm. Anyway, there is a game where you basically have some forbidden words that you cannot say, but it's there is a little time alarm, and you need to make sure that the other person guess whatever you're talking about without using some certain words. So when you know one another, it's very easy to follow their train of thoughts and kind of play as a team. And then another one that we would usually play in the car is if you wear a character in a movie or in a book, I would see you as da da da, or if you wear a color or an animal, and actually allow your kid and the person with whomever you might be playing this to talk, to express themselves. So if you see someone as a certain character and they might feel like a different one, cool, allow them to tell you why they feel more connected or more empathy with that specific character. And then and this is actually today's tool, and I want to talk about long distance relationship, which might be true for whomever you are not living with on a daily basis. And it can be, you know, children of split parents, or it can be your parents when you don't have very many occasions to live under the same roof. And the tool is just energetically connecting and saying, I bring you with me and I'll stay with you. What does that mean? Well, honestly, it is a very, I recognize it's a very simple thing to say, but I'll bring you with me is the willingness to take your kid energetically with you wherever you go. So it's a way of inviting him, her, them to your life as you go through changes and as you grow. Because this is one thing that we often don't talk about. As parents, we are also still growing. Being a parent doesn't mean we are arrived or right in any possible way. So I'll bring you with me and I'll stay with you. So this is also allowing your children and also your parents, again, to stay with the previous version of yourself that they know, that they're comfortable with, that they can define and also control in a way. I use this tool very much because it just provide a sense of connection, but also communicate energetically very clearly that I will always change and grow and expand and be a different person without ever leaving them behind. So in the first part of it is you're invited to my life, I'll bring you with me, and the second one is I'll stay with you with whatever version you need me to be. I'll be that as well, but you can also trust that I'm a moving organism. Okay, so I know that's it might sound like a bit of an airy-fairy thing, but please try that whenever you go for even just like a short trip away. I'll bring you with me and I'll stay with you. You can say it verbally, even to, you know, younger kids, but please introduce that concept so that there's also the idea, the possibility that you, as much as they are allowed to change as children and grow and change their point of view and perspective and whatnot, you as parent, as an adult, are allowed to change. And that works very good with children, that also works very good with parents. They might have an idea, a fixed point of view about who you are and your identity, and you might want to communicate to them that you're changing whatever priorities, whatnot. Okay, so I'll bring you with me, I'll stay with you. Just try that and see how that goes. I see that every time I go back home, restarting the conversation, you know, getting that thread wherever we left and starting it again, it's much easier. There is way less conflict and friction between us. It's way more like, okay, you've changed, I changed too. Let's smell one another like doggies and be like, okay, so what do you smell like? Who are you? And start again with this new version. Okay, so there's also another tool we want to be talking about it today. It's the energy pools, but it's not today's conversation. So anyway, thank you for being aboard on day 4. If you want to know more also about the energy pools, you can go and check them out on the Access Consciousness website. And again, please check my profile on the Access Consciousness website for the next Conscious Parent, Conscious Kids classes, and to book a private session if you wish. And I'll see you tomorrow on day 4.